What's up? Welcome in. I'm absolutely loving this Stasis Hunter Bakris build that I've put together. I can't stop playing it. All my other builds are going to waste. This thing is so much fun. It has so much control and so much firepower. So I just thought I'd do a run through of THRILLADROME, give you a little show of the gameplay, and maybe I'll do some voiceover talking through how this goes. So I'm running Risk Runner here, which is really one of my old favorites, and that's why I keep running into these little arc pools to get Arc Conductor procced, which reloads the weapon constantly and gives it some extra damage. I haven't tested to make sure that that damage stacks on surges or overcharges or things like that, but it's doing so much damage it doesn't really matter because it is overcharged from Overload SMG. I have 2 arc surges that's also buffing it, so it gets 25% from being overcharged and 17% from the 2 arc surges, and it stuns Overload champs too, so it's really a great weapon for this. I'll go over the build after the playthrough. One thing that I am just really excited about and didn't really, it took me a long time to understand how this all works. But I finally figured it out that Origin Hones is buffing all those Origin traits constantly, no matter what, even if they're not selected on the weapon or procced or anything like that. So my Terminus Horizon as an arc machine gun is always overcharged, and then the arc surges stack on top of that overcharge. It's always getting a huge boost in damage. In this room here, I think I forgot that I had a barrier breaking weapon and just supered the barrier champion. I do have a pulse rifle in my kinetic slot and could have easily handled the barrier with that, but why not? Might as well use it. This right here is my favorite room with Risk Runner. I get all my buffs going and then just lay into this overload and everybody explodes. It's pretty silly. And really what I was doing this for is to get the Guardian Games Platinum medals with the Lost Sector quest. So since these Lost Sectors are pretty fast, this is a good way to farm that. This barrier guy always gives me a hard time, so I just figured I'd deal with him with a super and then whittle down the boss. Almost die right there. Had to use my dodge defensively, which I don't love doing because it gives such a huge bonus to damage, but gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. There you have it. 351 to get through what was one of the hardest lost sectors in the game. I don't know if it's technically counted as that anymore. Now I'll go over the build. I have a Stasis Hunter build video up, so if you want to check that out, you can. So here, I'm obviously on Revenant. Got Whisper of Fissures, increased damage, stasis bursts, Whisper of Rending, primary damage, does more damage to frozen targets, Whisper Endurance, slow from your abilities lasts longer, but also your super lasts longer, and then Whisper Conduction, stasis shards track to you, and 10 resilience, 10 intellect. Whisper Shards, shattering stasis crystal, boosts your grenade recharge. It's all the fragments. Silence and Squall, I only cast 2 times, I think, and it was just literally on barrier champs because I don't like them. And then Marksman Dodge with Bakris on this build, specifically for this Lost Sector, just because I don't need the melees to slow things. I don't think I even cast 1 melee in here. And then Duskfield Grenade, which is a great slow and freeze. And then for the aspects, got Touch of Winter and Grim Harvest. Like I said, this is all built around the Mask of Bakris. Replace your stasis subclass dodge ability with a longer range, faster moving dodge or shift that partially cloaks you during use. After shifting, your arc weapons deal increased damage to combatants for a short time, and you deal increased damage to all slowed or frozen combatants. It's a 10% damage boost to all your arc weapons, and it's also a 10% damage boost on top of that if they're frozen or slowed. And all of that stacks on top of Overcharge and Weapon Surge mod. And so all of my weapons in here were 100% of the time overcharged, even though they're not Void or Strand, because of Origin Hones for my Terminus Horizon, then the Champion mods for the Risk Runner and for my New Purpose. So then for mods on the build, I have an Arc Siphon mod to make more orbs, Heavy Ammo Finder to get heavy ammo, 2 Focusing Strikes, which I should have ran something else for this. That's just to get my class ability back faster when I need it. And then Bolstering Detonation to get my class ability back with grenade damage. And then 3 resistance mods on the chest, 2 arc weapon surges, and 1 recuperation. Time Dilation, Distribution, and Reaper. Something that's super important is Origin Hones on the Ascendant Scepter. This makes my Terminus Horizon overcharged at all times. I have another video on just Origin Hones and how that works if you want to check that one out. And then you need Anti-Barrier Pulse to make Pulse Rifle always overcharged, and then Overload SMG to make the Risk Runner always overcharged. Shatter Orbs, nice for producing orbs. I really hope next season they'll have Stasis Surge, so then my subclass abilities will actually do more damage. But as for now, I just have to settle with all my weapons being overcharged in different ways, and Bakris buffing all my weapons. This is a super fun build. 100% recommend this. The most fun I've ever had on a build in Destiny, which is saying a lot. I've played a lot of stuff. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Subscribe, like, peace.